Taco Podcast. We're bringing back the fucking intro. I don't know why I didn't like the other intro. Today we're here to talk about the 2018 action horror film, Overlord. Directed by some guy.
Good enough.
I was really surprised when I looked this up. Like, I thought the director, I was like, this dude's directing was fire. Julius Avery.
Is that the other movie he made? Is that the other movie he made?
No, that's the name of the director.
Oh, the name of the director?
And, yeah, he really didn't make anything else. This is it.
You know, honestly, when I watched it, you know how you mentioned that it's like a kind of like a Quarantino movie almost?
Yeah.
I kind of got a small vibe of it.
Yeah.
A little bit. So I was like, okay, if he really hasn't made any movies, I can see him making some good movies down the line if he keeps like the effort up.
Right. Well, I mean, he's like lined up to make some stuff, but even then, like, it's nothing that I would have expected. I would think a guy like this would have to have, like, it kind of reminds me of, you've seen like Shaun of the Dead, right?
Yeah.
So the guy who made that, his name is Edgar Wright. And if you look up his like film catalog, he's done like The World's End, Hot Fuzz, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Big movies.
Like, yeah, really big movies, like random movies that I just tend to enjoy thoroughly, even without knowing that guy did all those fucking movies.
I mean, they're all good movies.
Same thing with Tarantino. You see a Tarantino movie, you
Yeah.
watch the other ones, they're all universally, in my opinion, to me, pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So I was expecting like to see like, all right, this dude's got to have like at least a couple movies that I've seen or something dope, you know?
Nothing. What has he made?
So this was your first time watching it. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
So did you have any idea even like what it was?
I mean, after seeing the cover, I obviously already knew what it was. It's obviously going to be a zombie movie or Nazi zombie movie, and I mean, going from that's pretty much self-explanatory.
Right.
But I was like, this is my last chance for a zombie movie that I know I've never seen that I can either be like, is it? I'm giving zombie movies more props, or I'm done reviewing zombie movies. You know what? It's kind of this is a good one.
Yeah. And so this dude's other movies, he has a movie from 2014 called Son of a Gun, one in 2021 that they're making called Samaritan, and then he's doing a Van Helsing movie that hasn't have a release date yet.
I'm assuming that's going off of anime, right?
Van Helsing?
Yeah.
Nah, dude, that's like a old ass fucking legend. Like as old as Dracula.
I was thinking that you've seen the anime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of that.
Isn't it just called Helsing?
Yeah.
I've never seen that. I don't know what that is.
Like, you just said that you've seen it.
Like, I know what it is, but I know nothing about it, you know?
Basically, it's how do I describe it? Basically, it's vampire, but it's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's pretty good. We should watch it though. I'll just leave it at that. You should watch it.
Right. Well, okay. So back to this movie. When I first saw a trailer for it, I guess this came out in 2018. I must have saw the trailer 2017, 2016. So what I initially thought it was going to be werewolves. I thought, because there was this old movie called Grindhouse. Mm-hmm. Have you seen any of the Grindhouse movies?
No, but I've seen not parts of it, but I've seen like videos about it.
Yeah. It was set up to be this like double feature with Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez. They made Death Proof and Planet Terror. Mm-hmm. And just to keep up with that whole like throwback fucking 70s like exploitation films, they made fake trailers to go like in between the movies at the movie theater showing, which I saw. Mm-hmm. And one of the trailers was a Rob Zombie trailer. It was called Werewolf Women of the SS. And it was like, it was just supposedly about Hitler's like army of like werewolf women he had made.
What does it sound like an album he made?
Possibly could have been, bro. But fucking, so that's what I thought. I was like, holy shit, we're finally going to get like werewolves of the SS. Because that's what it kind of looks like until you like know what the creatures look like, right?
I can see how that it could have went into that. I went into the movie without watching any trailers or anything. I just went off for the cover. Mm-hmm. So I right away assumed it was gonna be zombies. So like my first initial scene, like
Right.
compared to like your first initial scene.
And I remember, I've seen this movie like 4 times in the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, I watched it this morning before we did this podcast just to recap it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how I said with quarantine when I wasn't looking forward to it and I kind of like med through the whole thing?
Yeah.
This one, I was still into it the fucking fourth time seeing it, bro.
That's kind of how I was this whole movie. I mean, granted, I watched it, last night and I was falling asleep to it, but and I didn't really have time to skim through it again this morning. But the whole time I was watching it, I was actually really into it. I was like, after the initial first scene, I was like, okay, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
And then basically the whole time I was like, there was never a time where I wasn't hooked from it
Mm-hmm.
because like it was done well.
Yeah, this is the definition of a fun movie, in my opinion.
Exactly. This is the definition of don't need to be drunk to watch it.
Right, but like like I said, I've seen this 4 times, and this morning didn't feel like a chore to watch it at all. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm into it. The actors, a lot of Game of Thrones guys. I don't know if you've seen Game of Thrones.
I've not.
A ton of guys from Game of Thrones, so not like huge monster movie stars.
The only one that stood out to me from this movie was like that guy. It was the not the white guy, like the straight up white guy, but it was like the guy that had like an accent.
The Boston or New York accent guy.
Yeah. Is he in anything else?
He was in Orange is the New Black, but I don't think you've seen that. It was a Netflix TV show.
I've seen I only saw like the first 2-3 seasons of that.
He was like one of the boyfriends in that, but other than that, that was the only thing I've seen him in.
Maybe that's where I recognize him from.
Because it was that like throwback, like Italian like accent though.
Yeah, that's why I was like, he I don't know from where, but he looked very familiar.
It might just be the accent.
Okay then,
Because it's a common accent in them that era of movie.
I mean, it's a pretty cool accent.
It is a pretty dope fucking accent.
I wish we had that.
But that was kind of added something to it. The fact that there wasn't any like monster movie stars like Brad Pitt or DiCaprio. These were all just like they all seemed like throwaway guys. So you couldn't really tell who was going to be like the last man standing.
Yeah, it was, to me, it was more of like good actors, but kind of like under the radar actors.
Yeah, so it wasn't ever distracting.
Yeah, so it wasn't like someone's like, oh, the main star. How you said Brad Pitt. Oh, you obviously know this guy's going to make it through it. It's more of like, who's going to make it. I mean, to be honest, though, it was a little kind of obvious who was going to make it in the movie. But even then, still, it wasn't like, oh, it's super obvious,
Not really, because we'll get into it when we talk about the movie in a second. But so to describe this movie, it's basically a reimagining of Nazi-occupied France during D-Day, when the Americans invaded fucking Germany.
Yeah.
This was supposedly Operation Overlord. That's why it's called Overlord. I don't know if you gathered that.
I actually didn't. I didn't hear anything about it being like the operation called that.
Oh yeah, when I looked it up, there was apparently 2 things that happened on D-Day. One of them was Operation Overlord, which was similar to this, but clearly not the same thing. And then another operation. I can't remember the name of it. I just know Overlord sounds badass.
That's probably why I went with that. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
But so it's about these guys going to take out a radio tower in this village. And of course, once they get there, we realize that the Nazis are assholes,
As always in every movie.
Right.
Or real life.
Like, let's be honest, dude. It's really hard to like fuck up a Nazi movie. Like, where the Nazis are the bad guys. Like, is there really a villain better than Nazis? Like, for us?
You know what? I don't really think so. Because, like, I'm trying to think of all the Nazi movies that I've seen. And, I mean, it's kind of hard to mess up a Nazi portray. And then you think of all the video games that they, been portrayed in, and same thing. It's like, it's kind of hard to mess it up.
Right. They're kind of like the Darth Vader, bro. Like, anything they're in, it's just badass.
Yeah, because it's like fuck yeah, It's
like they're like
fuck shit up.
They're like our Apollo Creed to our Rocky, Like they just go together.
Yeah, and it's like, thinking about it, I think it's, you have to try really hard to mess up zombies, or not zombies, but like Nazis,
especially Nazi zombies.
Especially that, yeah, it's like really hard to like mess it up.
Yeah. But with all that preface set up, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into our actual thoughts on the movie. So if you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you going to check it out. If not, Alex, what did you legitimately think of the movie at the end?
Legitimately, the whole time, well, whole movie wise, I'd say it was pretty good. Um, I'd recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
From the three zombie movies we've done in like order, or the past three, I guess you could say, this is probably my favorite one out of all three of them. Because it's like Quarantine to me just kind of sucked.
Mm-hmm.
And then Army of the Dead, it was pretty fun to watch, but it's kind of one of those kind of just pass the time. Kind of like I said, like it's fun to watch drunk. This one is like you don't even have to be drunk to watch it. You can just watch it and be like, this is actually a really good movie. So I thought it was a really good movie.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of history. I like history, so like historical reenactments kind of hold like a special place in my heart. That's why I'm a big fucking Forrest Gump fan. I don't know if you've seen Forrest Gump.
Yeah, who was it?
So I love that whole thing where you tell a story around actual events that happen, and then I mean, yeah, you can fumble up the fucking details, but
Make
like
it more
to
interesting.
be able to imagine that this happened like in the background of some grand, event that we know for sure happened, just adds an element to it that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So like this movie just hit a bunch of different boxes for me. But I told you, I had expected you to really like this because I had a high opinion of this movie. I thought it's really well done. The way it looks, the dialogue, story, but mainly as a horror film, the fucking effects, bro.
I didn't really see this as a horror film, honestly. It's more of an action film to me.
I don't know, bro. It's as close to like horror action purity as it gets.
But I know what you mean. The effects were pretty good. I just like in when I think about it, I don't really see this as a horror movie. I see it more of as an action movie.
I mean, you got to think about like the parts with the ant in the bedroom. The part where they go to the lab and the guy's getting his first viewing of the laboratory.
No, I get that.
Like, there's horror elements that like constitute calling it that.
Yeah, like I see that, and like I don't get that. I don't mean that. Like it's not horror at all. I just see, to me it's more. I saw it more action than horror.
Yeah, definitely.
But
then again,
it does have the horror elements to it a little bit, and then a little like shock value to it also.
I was gonna say, if you think about it, isn't every like Nazi movie a horror movie at some point?
Pretty much though.
Like The Pianist, bro, is a fucking horror movie.
Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards has its horror elements.
I was like, that's a horror movie though.
That one really doesn't have any horror elements though, except unless you like count the part. Nah, fucking. Look, Nazi movies are cool, bro.
No,
okay?
I'm not saying they're not cool. This is more of like, what are they? Are they more horror or are they more action?
I know, but I'm saying I could like legitimately argue that this is definitely, and it's fucking zombies, bro. You can't have a zombie movie without it being some type of horror.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. It has a horror element.
Now these, sir, are zombies. They died and they resurrected.
They're super zombies.
Yes, as opposed to Quarantine, which were rage, parasitic, virus-infected, rabid people.
So what would you say Army of the Dead were? Mixture of both?
Nah, they were zombies because they died.
They're just straight up zombies?
I would think
Okay.
because the heart stopped beating.
I mean, they had kids in there.
Heartless kids. No, but so the movie starts right off the bat, like you had mentioned, from the first scene you were in. With the scene with the plane, you're kind of getting this exposition. All these characters are talking at each other. I mean, we're getting a couple of close-ups on a couple dudes' faces, but for the most part, we don't know who's
the main guy. Yeah.
And even the introduction of the who's ever their leader is on the plane, the black dude. I've seen him in a handful of movies with like minor roles. I really like that actor. He was in The Sopranos. He was in this movie with Reese Witherspoon called what the fuck was it? I can't think of it. I just know that I like the bald black dude.
I know what you're talking about. It seems like a pretty good guy.
Yeah, like he was very good at just delivering his monologue and shit.
Make you feel like that's actually like how it would be.
Like what a leader would talk like.
Yeah.
Remember, he was like, the Nazis have set up a tower at the top of a church. Do you know why they did that? They're just looking around. He's like, because they're rotten sons of bitches. That's why.
This was like it. I could see that being
Like,
an actual
just some dude, bro, just talking shit pretty much.
Yeah.
And I loved it, bro. And then like when the violence starts popping off, the planes start going down, guys just start dying indiscriminately.
Yeah, it's like you kind of start seeing like everyone just get mowed down one by one.
It sets the tone that nobody is safe at this moment.
Yeah, and that's what I was like. That's what I'm saying. Like that scene was like the moment I was like already dragged into it. I was like, oh, we're starting off hot, and it's like that's. I mean, that's how you start a movie though. It's like because like if you do like the first 5-10 minutes and you don't even like pull the person into the movie, then it's gonna be a drag to watch it. But if you drag the person the first 5-10 minutes, they're invested and they're like they want to see more of it.
Right.
So they did this really good.
And then the scene where the dude's like, I guess whenever whenever they're about to jump out of the plane and like the back half of the plane is on fire, and they show guys like falling like into the fire and shit.
Slowly going back.
Yeah, they really did all that. They built like a fake plane that they put on this crane that would tilt, and it's real fucking fire. Those guys are like falling through.
What the hell?
So they're not like thousands of feet in the air, but they're really on a flaming plane, just falling through flames.
Damn. I mean, God, if you're really gonna make it realistic or look realistic, I mean, how else but to make it try to feel more realistic, I guess.
Right, and like it's such a small scene, but like little details like that, like really make you appreciate like just the level that they went to make the effects look legit.
Yeah, I can, because you throughout the whole movie, you can tell that they actually tried. Like everyone tried in this movie. It's not like those where like there's some actors that did and that stand out compared to other actors. It's like you can tell everyone kind of really put their effort into this movie, which I appreciate.
Yeah, and remember how you were saying you could tell who was gonna live and who was gonna die by the end? Sir, right off the bat, there's a dude giving a monologue about how he's gonna be a writer. He's like, I can even use your pictures from my book because I went to school and I love my mom and it's gonna be wonderful when I get BAM!
And then just,
motherfucker blew up.
I was like, that was pretty funny.
That's called subverting expectations.
Yeah, because it's like it's kind of like it's not making it predictable, which is like something that sometimes movies kind of like do, and it kind of just ruins it for you.
Yeah.
But when you take that out, it makes it more interesting because then you for sure don't know what's going on, and you actually invested into it. Because once you know it's predictable and you know kind of what's going to happen, you kind of take the fun out of it.
Yeah, like once you either A, know everybody's going to live, or B, know everybody's going to die, it stops really being fun.
Yeah, because then you expect it, and now you're just wondering, okay, how are they going to do it? And even then, if that's not as good as you thought it was going to be, then it just takes out the fun for you. But if it's like, if you have no idea what's going to happen, you don't know who's going to die, who's going to make it, and they don't make it as predictable as you think it is, then that's when it's interesting. Because like I said, then you're invested.
My only complaint, I didn't really pick up on anybody's name. And like I said, I've seen this movie 4 fucking times.
I didn't pick up on anyone's name either. I just kind of, I guess you can just characterize them by their character.
Actually, their race.
And, well, I was trying to avoid that, but
It's
yeah.
the black dude, the white dude, the Italian dude, and the other white dude.
Yes.
But luckily, thank God for Wikipedia. The black dude's name is Boyce.
That's a great name.
I didn't pick that up.
Didn't pick it up, but that's a great name.
The white dude, Corporal Ford. Okay, I kind of vaguely remember Ford. Vaguely.
That makes sense. I can see that.
And yeah, anyways, those are the main ones.
Just those two?
Well, them and the evil Nazi.
Okay.
But yeah. I'm looking through the list, bro. None of this is ringing a bell. Those are the only ones I can see.
Okay, that's fair. Are they like listed by race too?
No, they're listed by their like
Actually,
army ranking and what their position was, which
if you have no idea, how are you gonna know?
Yeah. But so I mean, that first scene, where they blow the guy up, like we said, that subverts expectations, doesn't let us know who's gonna anybody could die apparently.
Yeah.
Because they've given about the same amount of background to every character that's involved.
Yeah, because they kind of try to develop every character in a sense, where you kind of can tell it's not more of like backstory, but more of like personality wise, which is like kind of like what they based off this movie off. It's not more of like, oh, my history of this and that. It's more of like who you are is how you're portrayed in this movie.
They did kind of do like archetypes. Like Ford, the main white dude, he's kind of like the hardened battle vet. Doesn't joke. He's a leader. He's going to do anything he can to achieve the mission.
Yeah.
And then the black dude, Boyce, he's
first time
out in the field. He's soft, is what they're trying to tell us. He's our narrative view.
Yeah.
he's supposed to represent us in this situation as the audience because he's having a rough time with killing, but by the end, after the journey, he's fucking all in.
He's a machine.
Then the wisecracking Italian guy.
The comedic relief, but at the same time, like the asshole also.
Yes.
And then the other guy's just
he's the camera guy.
Yeah, he's just there. He
takes pictures and that's it.
I was saying he's just kind of there just to have another guy there.
Yeah. And they end up getting to this like Nazi town, right?
Yeah, because they end up surviving, and then they end up meeting the
French girl.
The French girl, yeah.
She's baddie.
Yeah.
You didn't get ever talk to a French woman?
I don't know why, but I mean, I'm sure we all know. It. I was like, girls with accents. It's always attractive, dude.
That's all it takes to get you, man.
Just an accent. That's all it is.
Ladies of the world, put on a fake accent. You can bag yourself a young Alex.
Like, I mean, like being honest, you don't find
any accent?
European or Southern American, any in between, like those.
So a Spanish chick or a European chick.
Yeah, I don't know. Accents to me are just one of those things.
Just make the nips hard.
Totally.
Moving on. So they find a French chick.
Yeah.
And she takes them to her house in the village, which is being run by Nazis at the moment.
Yeah, because apparently they have curfews and everything. They don't want anyone out in the streets.
Because they're doing like Nazi things. Yeah. You know? They're just pulling you out of your house, shooting you, having their way with your women.
Just taking advantage of everybody.
Pretty much. I mean, shitting everybody's toilets and not flushing. Nazi activities.
The worst of them all.
But anyways, so yes, Nazis are terrible.
Yeah, so they end up finding her because she's out, but then obviously she hides the troops. So then after that, one of the neighbors ends up calling her out, which is what gets the attention of the Nazis to her place, which basically makes sense why they would do that to the movie more often.
Yeah, and it's at this point that the movie teases that there's something wrong because the girl says she lives with her younger brother and her sick aunt.
That was her brother? That was her kid.
No, it was her brother.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Well, you know.
And, the aunt doesn't sound well. We never really see her until we see her, you know?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, we do see her, yeah.
We see, Boyce peeks through the door and we see the woman and she looks like Jabba the Hutt. Like walking around on two legs, like with bloody pus all over.
Yeah, basically, it's kind of like the quarantine scene a little bit, but instead of like open doors, it's kind of like peeking through the door.
Yeah.
Then you see her, and it's just like, oh god.
I jumped on that part.
It's a jump scare.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of expected it though.
So once again, Boyce doesn't question this. He's just like, oh man, the flu looks serious.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't really react to it.
Yeah, because I know the French girl's there, and she's like, I told you my aunt was sick, or they took her.
And then again, she does say it in that French accent, so he's like, whatever you say, baby.
Yeah, because she mentioned something about the Nazis taking her to like this church place, and then how they were. I don't think they really told her what happened, but she came back and
she wasn't right.
She wasn't right, and then she's just been there all the time.
And also around this point, that's when the Nazis show up to this woman's house. But it's just the leader. So it turns out that, like, she's been shacking up with, like, this Nazi leader, right?
Yeah, because something about the deal they made.
Yeah, he's been there, like, repeatedly.
Yeah, so I don't know what the deal was.
I mean, they probably, let's not judge. Like, they had some arrangement to where, like, hey, I'm going to come over, I'm going to eat. You're going to take care of me, and I'm not going to kill your entire family. I've already killed half of them. I won't kill the rest.
Did they really?
Yeah, dude. She said that they took her parents. And he was kind of, like, leaning on her by saying, okay, your little brother, though.
Oh, okay. Nazi ways.
Right. So he manages to talk her into, like, banging while these dudes are upstairs.
Yeah, because she's trying to get him out, because at that point they're hiding up there. And... she's trying to like get him out, but he's like trying to convince her to let him stay.
And I've always, like I said, the 4 time I've seen this movie, I always forget that the dude's go-to move is to go down on the chick first.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have expected that, you know? It's the 40s.
I think so.
He's a Nazi.
I mean,
Like, why would he care about, like, getting her first, you know?
yeah, I can see that. Well, I mean, modernization, dude. That's all it is.
Then I guess it was, like, the least disgusting thing they could show him doing to her.
Yeah, because you don't have to show much.
Yeah.
And it's probably what they're trying to avoid, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how detailed or gruesome they're trying to be and everything.
I appreciate it, though. You know what I'm saying?
It's different.
Like he was violating her, but, like,
Gently.
she got hers first.
That doesn't make it okay, Chris.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Making sure we're on the same page.
Moving on. So the dude gets fucked up after this. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to watch this dude, like, motorboat this chick between the legs.
Yeah, because so they end up going down there and just basically taking him hostage at that point.
Yeah.
And then don't they interrogate him a little bit, don't they? No, they knock him out. And then that's when they knock him out, and then they try to go find the other guys.
That's when, that guy, Boyce. Boyce goes to the Nazi lab.
Yeah.
And that's when he kind of discovers, like, the horrors.
Yeah, he goes to the labs and everything. Sneaks through everybody and doesn't get caught, which is kind of like, wow. Stealth 100.
A place he's never been.
Yeah, stealth 100 level. He goes in and he starts seeing like all the like fucked up shit of like them testing, and he sees them throwing out bodies and of like people that already mutated, and then like they burn them up and everything.
He sees them using the flamethrower.
Yeah.
Then when he gets to the lab, bro, that's when it gets like next level.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think it's a little shock value into that part, because then he sees like all the things that they've done. Like the one that was like kind of stood out to me was the chick in the
lady that was like just her spine attached to her head.
Just the spine attached to her head, just talking.
That was tight.
I was like, what the fuck? Like it was cool, but I was like at the same time I was like, that's a shock value. I was like, what the fuck were they doing? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's the first time when you get a hint of what it is. Like I said, up until that point, I was looking for werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
So once I see that, I'm like, oh, zombies.
Not werewolves.
Yes.
Werewolf zombies.
This is cool still, though.
Yeah. Oh, your expectation of werewolves dropped the movie down a little bit?
Yeah, like when I found out they weren't werewolves, I was like, okay, I guess this is cool. It's going to affect my final rating, by the way.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyways, so he finds his boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got giant tubes in him.
Yeah.
And he pulls the tubes out. So this dude lived, right? Till the end? Or am I mistaken?
He did not.
He's the one who
He's the one
flips out in the attic, right?
Yeah, he's the one that turns. Yeah.
So yeah, him and this dude escape.
Yeah, and he takes the syringe of whatever they were doing with it. He takes one of the syringes with him.
He takes a syringe full of orange Powerade.
Yeah.
And before that, he watches a dude get injected that looks like he's dead. He's got a giant hole in his fucking neck.
Yeah.
And the dude comes back to life.
Yeah, he does he just jumps a little bit. He's not like full on back alive, but he reacts to it.
Right. So I think that kind of puts the idea in Boyce's head that he's like, all right, this might be like, some rejuvenation shit.
Yeah, and at that point, like we mentioned in quarantine, no idea what zombies are.
No. He has no idea what it's on. But then it makes sense, though, in this movie, because it's the fucking 40s, bro. There's no internet. Maybe he would have had to have read. No, there's not even the concept, because zombies weren't a thing until the 50s when George Romero invented them with Night of the Living Dead. Like the flesh-eating concept of zombies.
Gotcha. Okay, so this one makes sense.
Yeah, so there's an excuse for them. Like if there was pilgrims running into zombies and they're like, what is this? I would be like, oh, that makes fucking sense, bro. He's a pilgrim.
I mean, okay, that makes sense.
Anyways, so they go back to the fucking French chick's house.
Yeah.
And
they interrogate the guy again. Because they're like, well, like, what the fuck is this? Like, tell me, what do you know about this? They're like, what's going on?
That's right. And this Nazi dude, bro, he's a character in Game of Thrones called Euron Greyjoy, and I didn't recognize the man at all because in Game of Thrones he has facial hair like a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. I like the actor, bro.
Yeah, good job.
He portrays like the sinister character very well.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of the dude's name, but
was he speaking English for the most time, or was he actually speaking like German? Or whatever they're
I think he was capable of English, but he spoke a lot of German.
Okay. Because I couldn't really tell sometimes when he was talking if he was speaking straight up like German or if he was like speaking like German accent English.
I think there was a lot of German accent English.
Okay.
Did you notice that they never subtitled his language? I don't think.
I didn't have subtitles on at all, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if they did or not.
That and something I read was that they didn't show a single swastika in this movie, which I didn't notice.
I think swastikas got banned. Because I remember hearing about it. Because when I've gone back to Call of Duty, because it's like Call of Duty is kind of like made Nazi zombies even more famous than what they were. I remember in the first Black Ops they had them, but I think the second or third one they after that, like the Call of Duty that they made, they can't put any swastikas at all, so they just changed the symbols to them. So they can't show any swastikas anymore. I don't know if it's like a law or if it's like just a thing like we're not gonna show that anymore. Everything still stays the same. Like you can obviously tell it's a Nazi. You can like everything just portrayed the same thing, just no swastika signs.
I wouldn't be able to tell if something was a Nazi without the swastika.
Really?
Yeah.
You could straight up tell what a Nazi is.
Bro, they're white dudes.
Well, I'm talking about like full on uniform, full on like, you know.
Well, I mean, like if they're wearing the goddamn leather jacket with the leather like sailor hat.
Yeah.
Clearly, but like in terms of like just a regular like officer or some shit.
No. Well, I guess to the point you can kind of tell, but I'm referring to just full on everything's still the same. It's just the only thing that got is switched is the swastika sign. So everything is still portrayed the same. That's the only thing that changed. So I don't like I said I don't know if it's like a thing that they passed down where they're like maybe the Germans were like we don't want you guys doing that no more. Or
possibly,
or they just made a law or something. I don't know, or just like a personal thing. I don't know, but I did hear about that. So that's probably why there's no swastika signs at all in this movie. So could make sense.
Possibly, I could see it like them just banning the use of any type of like Nazi paraphernalia.
That's what I was like. I don't know necessarily to what extent it is, but I'm sure there's something like that. That's why they don't show it, or maybe they just chose not to. I don't know.
That and am I allowed to say Nazi on YouTube? Because I always see like people like censoring the word. You think you get like demonetized for even saying it?
I mean, I wouldn't worry about it until you get paid from YouTube.
That's why I'm not worried about it now, and I've said it like 72 times.
No, I don't know. I know there's words you can't.
Or you
say.
think you get like shadow banned from saying it, or like the episode would?
I think I'll be fine. I wouldn't worry.
Listen, the same 10 guys are going to see this that saw the last one. It's cool.
Exactly. Just the same 10 people still rooting for us. You're the reason why we do this.
Right. So, what was your favorite kill in this movie? Or your favorite death, or what was your most memorable effect?
The guy, the Nazi in the motorcycle with the grenade in his mouth.
Bro, that was mine too.
I was like, that was pretty cool.
That was savage, bro.
That was a cool shot.
And then, like, you actually see, like, his head explode before the rest of the bombs go off.
Yeah, and then you see everything explode.
Like, they could have easily copped out and just made it be, like, a fiery ball, like, from the thing beside him. But they went out of their way to make sure you saw, like, no. The head popped.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. Like they actually put a lot of effort in detail in this movie, which like I said, something you appreciate. Because most people, like you said, most people would just cop out and just do an explosion. That's it. These people actually went out their way to, like, make sure you see the head blowing up.
There was another one I really liked. I can't think of it. I think it was the hook in the stomach at the end.
I remember that one, but
he got put on the chain and like the
he
hook
was hooked, dragging
in the
it
front of him, sir.
Yeah, and then he pulled the chain more down so he can keep going higher.
How painful would that be? Because he was hooked by his ribs, so the hook tucked under and was like holding him up by his own rib cage through his abdomen.
That reminded me of that one movie, that one Saw trap, and I think it was like Saw 6, 7.
Never seen past 3.
I mean, for sure the only good ones. Anyways,
right.
Anyways, but yeah, I remember. It remembered me of that. There was another scene. I don't remember what it was. It was pretty good too. I'm trying to think of what it was. Was it when he stepped on the mine?
At the very beginning?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a good scene, but I don't know if it stuck out.
There's another one. I just don't remember what it was.
Like, the effects in this movie fire.
I'm saying that they're pretty good.
Like, I mean, of course they use CG because I mean you have to, but I feel like
They try to make it as realistic as it looks.
they try to make it look like you can't tell that they use CG. Like it'd be hard for me. Like I'm pretty sure maybe on some of the smoke or some of the shrapnel or some blood. But I feel like for the most part, a lot of it was, actually there. It's practical.
Yeah,
and that really pays off.
They actually killed someone. They actually blew someone up.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, most people were like I said, it just shows you how much effort they put into it. Because most people would, like, you can clearly see, like, CGI was used, and it's like, this looks hella fake. Like, for example, like the Army of the Dead. It's like some of them you could just straight up tell it was just straight up just CGI. Compared to this, like they try to at least hide it to make it seem as most realistic as possible. Because obviously it's not real, but they try to make it look as real as possible with what they got or what they can use.
What would be some things that you would knock about this movie?
I don't know. It's because it's not super long, and I'm trying to think. If it was longer, would it hinge the movie a little bit or no? Like, say they added more stuff to it, would it kind of make it more like, all right, now it's kind of like trying to like make the movie a little more worse for it being too long or whatever, or is it more of like this is a good amount for the movie?
Have you seen the second Star Wars, the Last Jedi?
No.
Okay. Well, pretend there's a movie, right? Where there's the main plot.
Yeah.
And then pretend that at the side of the main plot, two characters decide to go to a casino for about 45 minutes. And that's randomly being explored while the main plot is happening.
Side plot.
Yeah. Unnecessary. You could cut 45 minutes out. It'd be dumb.
Yeah.
So I feel like for this movie, they did what they filmed what they needed to film. They showed what they needed to show in their story. They didn't need to add anything extra. It felt like a complete thought without adding, fucking, you've seen the Avengers, not the Avengers, the Justice League?
Yeah.
The one where they're fighting Steppenwolf?
Yeah.
Remember there was like some side plot with like a little family in a farmhouse?
Could have done without it.
Right.
Okay.
It's extra shit that didn't need to be there. There could have been some other family in the village that they had to save, or
I wouldn't. I don't know. Like this movie, just like I said, there's nothing really bad about it. The way I see it, I don't know if you would add a whole side plot to it. I feel like maybe if you dove a little bit more into like the zombie aspect, or like maybe that, I would say my only hinge about it, really, because like you see the zombie stuff, but it's like there's not much zombie stuff from it. You know what I mean?
I think that's kind of the point.
What they were going for?
Yeah, because like the whole thing with Nazis and doing experiments is like a real thing. Like they really wanted to like create superhuman soldiers.
Yeah.
They wanted to find like historical artifacts that would give them superpowers, all kinds of weird shit. So this is kind of like,
I guess
what if they found like the tip of the iceberg?
So it's like just the beginning of experimenting. Like we're barely experimenting, but we're at the point where we got what we want.
Or no, like we're barely getting a hint of what they're actually doing.
Okay, so then
like maybe they were doing even more shit than this.
Okay, I guess in that aspect, I guess it does make a little sense. Where they're kind of like not necessarily hinting at it, but they're kind of like barely getting exposed to it.
Because imagine how cartoony it would have been if there would have been like a sequence where the scientist is actually explaining why this yellow goop does this to people.
No, that would just kind of ruin the movie a bit.
Right, so it's better to kind of leave some mystique around it.
I think maybe what I'm kind of asking for is maybe a little more action with zombies.
I mean, there could have been a couple more things, but I mean, like, were you really left at the end going, more explosions, more guts?
No.
It was like I said, I think it was just the right amount.
It was just the right amount for for a first good movie, basically. Like for example, that he made. Like this is a good way to go into it.
Like think of Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
You remember how much zombie killing was in that movie?
Like nonstop.
And did it like add anything?
Because it's kind of meaningless. It's kind of just meaningless killing at that point.
Like yeah, like none of it. I don't remember any of the kills because there was so fucking many. This is a good like parallel to that.
I'm saying like the only I don't see anything wrong with this movie really, because I wouldn't say add more character development because it's like you don't need any more.
I would
Really,
argue that. That was going to be my knock.
really.
Yeah, because like outside of the main guy, right? The main guy, Boyce, he starts off meek, kind of timid. By the end of it, he's kind of made like peace with the fact that he has to hurt these guys to fucking save his country or whatever.
American.
America.
Go on.
And the main guy, right? Ford. He's a hard ass at the beginning, and he's a hard ass at the end. Dead.
Kind of saw it coming.
Italian dude, I mean, yeah, he's kind of an asshole at the beginning, and there's some cracks at the end, but more or less, he's still the same dude by the end.
Still the same dude, but
I mean, then again, though, the kid softens him, so I guess the kid
I
was
was saying,
his development.
He's the same, but he develops a little soft spot at the very end because
For the kid.
Yeah.
Okay, so he had good development.
Yeah.
Now, the other guy.
Doesn't he? He dies.
No, he's alive. There's a third guy.
There's a fourth guy, you mean?
I don't know who the fuck the third guy is.
It's still...
It's Boyce, the Italian dude, and then...
Ford.
No, Ford died.
We're talking like the four main characters.
I know, but...
There's the other guy that got stuck in the lab.
I'm talking about at the very end.
Oh, at the very end?
What's that guy's development, bro?
I don't know. He was just there. Just captures everything, I guess.
Right.
I guess it's just kind of
like... I'm nitpicking, dude, because, like... I've said, like, 4 guys lived and 2 of them got character development, but those other 2, like, that sounds stupid.
See, tables are turned now. You're the nitpicker.
Now I'm the nitpicker.
I mean, there's only 4 guys from what I remember. It was the other guy. Oh no, yeah, you're right. They did rescue a guy, so it was 5 guys, and then one of them turned into a zombie.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what the hell happened to the other guy. I think he was just a side character at that point.
Pretty much.
So maybe there isn't a hint to pick in there.
Nah, but so I don't think I have anything to complain about then, because I was gonna whine about character development, but I mean,
that makes sense.
There was just enough, to get by.
Because it's like, think about it. If you say the whole plane didn't crash the way it did, you had all those characters. Like, what would you think about then? If the way was the word, there's not much character development, but you can kind of tell by their attitudes and their personalities who they are. At that point, would you still complain about it? Like having much more characters to it? Or would it be like, okay, this makes more sense why it's like that, instead of giving every single character a character development?
Well, no. Character development doesn't have to matter for the throwaway guys, but I mean for the essential 4 dudes.
No, I know. I'm saying like if they kept like all the dudes like in the movie. Like instead of them killing them off, like in the very beginning, they're actually all like a group of guys that actually like all there.
Well, no, that would have been cannon fodder because we would have just like watched those guys get like massacred
at the very end. But I'm saying like towards the end, like throughout the whole movie, character development wise.
No, because you don't need a whole bunch of people. You just need one solid person to carry a story.
Mm-hmm. So you need character development.
Yes. So the main character. So it's Ford and Boyce. And while Boyce's journey makes sense, how much does he actually like? Do you actually care about his character?
No, not really.
Like he doesn't say a whole lot. I mean, he flirts with the French chick.
I mean, it's the same for everybody. You don't really necessarily care about their character. You're just like, oh, that's that dude, and like that's the Italian dude, or that's the hard ass like captain guy, or that's the guy that's never done this before, but at the end is gonna be like the guy that finally kills everybody or whatever. So it's kind of like, it's kind of just going along the ride and just seeing like, okay, that's who it is. Not more of like I gotta get involved in like know every aspect of their character development in the movie.
Like whose character would probably be the coolest? The fucking French chick and the little boy. Because, I mean, she was, like, scavenging and shit at the start of the movie. She had to kind of, like, tough it out dealing with these fucking German dudes. And then by the end of it, she has to raid this fucking base with these guys to get her little brother.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would argue she was probably the coolest character in the movie.
I wouldn't be against that. I can see that being a thing. Because, like I said, the other character is more of, like, You just know who they are because of like the character they portray.
They're generic.
Yeah, generic stereotypes.
Pretty much.
So, but it's not like to the point where it's just like I hate this character or
Oh no, it wasn't like obnoxious.
Yeah, it wasn't it's stereotypical obnoxious. It wasn't that. So that's the good thing about it.
These are just like nitpicky things I'm thinking of that way. Like people don't think I'm just like ball gagging on this movie.
But even then, it's not really that much.
No, not really, dude. Like, I love the way the movie looks. I love the story.
It's a fun movie.
It's just fun.
It's just a fun movie to watch. You'd be like, hey, I haven't watched this. Like, you should probably watch this. Like, you think of it this way. Think of it. The way I was thinking of this movie is how do I say this? It's the Quarantino movie that he made. His zombie. I forgot the name of that movie. With Brad Pitt, zombie one, or not the Nazi one. I mean,
Inglourious Basterds.
There you go, Inglourious Basterds. I just said the name earlier. And I already forgot it. The way I was thinking, it was like that, but it's more not comedic, but it took itself a little more serious when it came to action and add a little horror element to it. That's the way I kind of saw this movie a little bit.
Inglourious Basterds, if you take out a lot of the dialogue.
I'm saying, if you take out a little bit of the dialogue, character development, and then you take a little bit out of the horror or the comedy part of it, instead of the comedy, you add a little bit of horror of it, and you keep the action. That's kind of like what I got out of this movie.
Yeah.
Which is actually a pretty good comparison if you think about it, because I mean that movie's really good too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this movie's it's pretty good. I recommend it actually. Kind of glad I watched this movie.
What would you rate it, man? 1 to 6 inches.
You know what? I'm gonna go with a 5.
A 5?
Yeah. That was it. I don't really have anything against this movie.
Mm-hmm.
For what it was, you enjoy it. And, you can tell they put effort into it. It doesn't drag on where you like how like for me, like Quarantine dragged on, and it's not like horrible story wise like how Army of the Dead is.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually like take out the good things of those movies, and then put it into this movie, and just more fun to watch. I actually enjoyed it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm going 5 also. I would have gone 6, but
you don't want to ball gag this movie either.
No. I wanted werewolves. I wanted to ball gag on some werewolves, son.
That was like you told me that's what the werewolf thing was gonna hinge your score.
Yeah, because I mean, this is a pretty like flawless fucking movie. We gathered that by trying to talk about what's bad about it, dude. And there's not a lot there.
You see how much different this movie review is compared to the other one, or the other two, where those movies we literally just talked shit about the movie the whole time. This movie's like didn't even talk shit about it. It's just like this is what's good about this movie.
Yeah. Well, we got to get aggro again, man. So listen, as a review podcast, we can't just talk about movies that we like.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very important. We can't just do quote unquote good movies. We got to watch the bad ones. We got to watch the meh ones.
It's so bad it's good.
Anything, And you got to be able to find like something in the bad one you like, even if it's all complete shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to be able to objectively look at it and go, okay, this is why they did that. This is why they did this. This is why it's like that. So that's kind of like the whole point of it. But I mean, like, it's harder because like I saw a lot of the bad ones even when I was really young. Mm-hmm. So I always have these like stories like associated with them. Mm-hmm. Whereas you watching them now, you're like, this is just dog shit.
Well, it's like I can appreciate some things from movies. It's like with Quarantine, like I said, it had some good ideas that was just done poorly, and the movie just dragged on for me. And then Army of the Dead, same thing. It's like the action was fun to watch, and like I said, in the review, but it's like the same thing. It's like story wise and just character, it's just like you just didn't really care. You were just there for the kills. So it's like I'm saying with those things, it's like with this movie, they added those two things and like let's do it right, basically. Even though it has nothing to do with those movies, but it takes the aspect of, like I said, you do things that are right, put them all together, and you have a good movie. But with those other movies, you appreciate the effort and you appreciate the ideas. It just doesn't make them a good movie, but it's like I appreciate the effort, but you could have done a lot better. And the same thing with good movies. It's like you just did it all. You just hit the out of the ballpark.
You know what we should watch next?
What?
I want to see if, because like there's certain movies, right, that are older, but I feel like they take the same approach that this kind of movie does.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you ever seen a movie called An American Werewolf in London?
No, but it sounds familiar.
It's a very popular werewolf film.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I can't remember if it's the 70s or the early 80s. It's somewhere in there.
It's based off of, or it was made in that time?
It's made in that time.
Uh-huh.
But it's one of those movies, I think, where they like use practical effects well, like this. The story's a little bit more thought out. The acting's pretty good, and stylistically, it flows.
Mm-hmm. For its time, or even still
for
today?
its time. So I'd like to see how you feel about a movie like that, which
Mm-hmm.
is, generally favorably remembered.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very popular film in like the horror communities.
Gotcha. I mean, I'm up for it. I mean, like I said, I can appreciate, what's there to be appreciated about a movie, even if it's like just horrible.
Oh yeah, because it's like I can show you like straight to DVD movies,
Mm-hmm.
or I could see how you react to like an actual like classic
Mm-hmm.
that you probably have little information on.
I mean, most of these movies I have no information on because I'm just not a movie person.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm up for it. I wouldn't be against it, to be honest.
That's probably the move.
It's probably the next movie. I can see that.
So, off subject. I looked up fucking Nazi shit before this.
Uh-huh.
You know anything about like that whole time period?
All I know is the Call of Duty, man. And school-wise, I kind of already forgot what they kind of mentioned. I just know like the basic stuff at this point.
I remember I've read a lot about like Nazi history and stuff and like what those guys tried to do.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like a scientist who like did the experiments. He was like obsessed with like twins. He thought the secret to twins was to like cloning people.
Mm-hmm.
So he would like experiment on like Jewish fucking kids like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to like see how the human body ticks, so they like would kill people in terrible fucking ways. What's the longest someone can survive before they freeze to death? What's the longest they can survive before they burn to death? What's the longest they can survive holding their breath? Like just fucking horrible shit.
It's just what is it called? A torturer's dream come true.
Pretty much. It's
Yeah.
mad scientist. It's what happens when scientists goes unchecked.
Yeah.
And but what I was reading about, I literally just Googled 5 weird things about Nazis.
Go on.
Or weird things that Nazis did, and one of them was Hitler really hated religion.
Yeah.
He wanted to kidnap the Pope. That was like one of his like last missions he wanted to do.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew about that.
Like he would destroy all like the books and shit because Jesus was a Jew.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
So his goal was to like, in all the Catholic schools, he would take down all the crucifixes and put up pictures of himself.
I'm the new Jesus.
And
I died for your sins.
He had talked to like one of his lieutenants. I can't remember the lieutenant's name, or I don't even know if it was a lieutenant. He might have been general or some shit.
Uh-huh.
His last name was Wolf. So he had told this dude, like, listen, I need you to go to Italy. I need you to occupy Italy, kidnap the Pope, throw him in a tower, and then blame the Italians for it.
I can see that happening.
But even this dude, Wolf, was like, yo,
Calm down.
it's fucking dumb, bro.
Imagine telling Hitler that's fucking dumb.
He didn't say it,
I mean,
but
I know.
like that's
That's
how
probably what he said.
That's what he said after the fact.
Yeah. How I don't even know what to say that. Like, how stupid are you for you to be a leader of an army and for your own comrades to be like, yo, that's fucking stupid.
Yo, this dude's fucking different, bro.
You're like, why do you fucking work for this guy?
And also, I guess they had like these, I don't know if they were camps or schools, but like it was for Nazi kids, right? They wanted to like have this kind of setup where they would like perfect Nazis, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
So they'd take like blonde kids that were German and they'd like put their heads under like UV light so that their hair would be bleached and there wouldn't be like an inkling of color to that shit.
Damn. Makes you think, like, imagine that happens the thing. That burn your hair off.
You think you'd have cancer?
Even that too. It's like we're trying to experiment on people and make them the perfect race, and in his eyes, but all you're doing is just killing your people instead.
Yeah.
Interesting. But I mean, then again, it's like you just know how fucked up he was, anyways. With all the shit he did.
Well, it's such a fucking weird time to be alive, bro.
I know if you think about it, it's like it's like if you think about it, like I don't know, grandparents or parents or whatever. I don't know. I don't necessarily know. Like at that point, who would have been alive and everything. Them just chilling in another city, country, whatever, and just like across the world that's going on. You're just like, how do you go from your day like that? Like right now, say for example, like that was going on right now. We're just here doing a podcast, and just Hitler over there trying to like, I'm gonna capture the Pope right now.
I mean, that's really happening though.
I mean, you don't know about a lot of things going on. So you're just going your day by day like nothing. But it's like to think that across the world that's happening right now, or in that time, it's kind of like,
bro. I don't think it was you. Was it? Somebody was here. We were doing a podcast when the fucking riot on the Capitol happened.
it wasn't me.
Somebody was here, bro, and that happened fucking while we were just sitting here talking. Thousands of dudes fucking ran into our Capitol with the intention of like smoking our government leaders, and we were just here.
You're just here, just chilling.
Yes.
I mean, like we're not.
So like, I believe anything, man.
That was like I said, it just kind of like it just makes you think. I'm like, what the fuck are people doing in the other side of the world, or across the
side
street,
of the country, man.
Across the street, or if anything, because it's like it's just crazy to think like that's going on, and you're just like here, like living a normal life. It's just like someone out there trying to plan how to capture the Pope. It's just funny to me.
Listen, dude, right at this exact moment, I guarantee you,
Hitler
someone right now is getting jizz on their face on camera. That's the kind of world we live in.
But they're getting paid for it.
True.
Or
not.
Or not. Just some couple right now banging it out.
That's right. Possibilities are endless. For that reason alone is why I believe in alternate realities.
Damn. Blew my mind. Right now, it could be so many things going on right now. You have no idea. It doesn't even affect you, but it's just like, damn, someone's really doing that right now.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
What was I going to say? There was something I was thinking about before. Before you distracted me, bro, with your fucking questionadas.
You said five things that are weird things that Nazis do, and you only gave me 2.
Oh, no. I was thinking, okay, I'm moving past the Nazi
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
It was war stuff now. So, did you learn about the draft?
In what aspect of like what?
Like in grade school or something? You know what the draft is, right?
You're just, if it's what I think it is, isn't it like we're all technically drafted, but we just get called up in a way?
When you turn 18 in our country, for some reason you have, it's mandatory that all men, I don't know if it's women too, but for sure men have to enlist in the reserves pretty much, right? Mm-hmm. Or you have to enlist for the draft.
You have to enlist, or you're already enlisted?
Your name gets thrown in somehow. Like I went to a temp agency when I was like 19 with my brother-in-law and a friend. Mm-hmm. And they were like, yeah, we can't do anything with you unless you're enlisted into the draft. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you can't work unless you do that.
You can't work unless you do that?
No.
I don't remember doing anything.
I don't remember doing anything either. I think I literally signed a paper.
No, like I literally just was like, I'm going to work to apply for this job, and that's it.
This lady might have fucking hosed us then in the late 2000s.
Because I knew about it because, what was it? It was like my sophomore year. No, not my sophomore. Either my junior year or my senior year. I had this teacher that was like, it was just hella laid back. He just didn't really care. He just like, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Just do your work. I remember he was talking about, I think during that time, we were kind of like thinking about like how World War III was going to happen or some shit like that. and he was talking about how we're all drafted, and if it gets super serious, some of us might actually end up having to go to the army and shit like that. And just made me think, I'm like, damn, what if that really happened? Because then it's like, I think the only excuses you have is if you're the only.
You're the only child, or you're in college.
Yeah, you're the only child or in college. Because if you're the only child, if
Or
you
only son, that's the thing.
yeah, only son, because then you basically just ended a family legacy at that point, something like that, right?
Yeah,
I didn't know about the college one.
college.
Really?
Yeah, because they're not gonna like pluck you out of like your student loan paid for college.
You're gonna pay for this shit. I don't care.
But now, that like I said, yeah, similar to that, I was learning about the draft in grade school very early, so like first to fourth grade, somewhere in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, when I'm in school, 9/11 happened. So
Mm-hmm.
after 9/11, we go to Iraq. They're talking on TV all the time about us fighting the good fight in the Middle East. And at this time, I'm learning about these dudes in the 70s, like an Overlord.
Mm-hmm.
Them motherfuckers, they went to Vietnam, bro. They just got plucked up. They didn't have no say, bro. They just got a letter in the mail, like one of the dudes in the movie says,
Mm-hmm.
take your ass over there.
I mean, isn't that how it is now, though? You still have to do the same thing? Because isn't like if you don't go, it's like a federal punishment.
Yeah, but I don't think they have drafts like that anymore.
Is it really?
No, you enlist.
So you're enlisted now.
Oh, no, dudes like volunteer. Like, they haven't had like a forceful draft, I don't think. I have to look that up to be sure, but I'm assuming they haven't because I haven't heard anything.
I thought it was like you're just if you get called up, you just get called up. I didn't know if you had to like list yourself as a reserve just in case anything happens.
No, that's like, that's still a thing they could do. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But they just haven't done it.
Okay.
I think the last time was in Vietnam.
Gotcha. Because you know what? Honestly, I've thought about this couple times before, and it's like I'm as growing up as a kid. You sometimes think about like, what if I join the army? It'd be pretty cool. But then like me now, like I think about it because I'm not doing that shit. Of course not. But it's like you think about it, and it's like, why would you join at all? It's like because you know how like recruiters they try to persuade you in any way they can persuade you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you really think about it, like. What are you really going for? Like, who are you fighting for? Like, why are you fighting these people? Am I really going to go for you to just put me in depression and just, break my mentality down just to be a soldier? It's like, I know people have, like, they have no option because it's like, well, I'm not going to school. I have no money or whatever. But other than that, like, logically, say a recruiter came up to me right now. I'm like, what is my reason to go to the army right now? There's no reason for me to.
I mean, there is some cool stuff about it.
Like what?
They pay for housing. They pay for your school.
I mean, besides that.
There's fucking government benefits. You get to travel. You don't always go into combat. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, I know, but I have friends that are like, even that don't go into combat, and they're like, this is like the most depression shit ever. I wouldn't want anyone going into this.
Well, yeah, but it's temporary.
Sort
You only have to do a tour. You don't have to, like, unless you want to, you're not doing it forever.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference between going to the army? I mean, yeah, the pay is not great, but like I said, those benefits are pretty fire.
So you're telling me you join the army?
If they would let me. But they wouldn't take me.
Yeah.
They don't take colorblind dudes. They say we're a hazard in battle.
Are you colorblind?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Color deficient's the word.
So what can't you see or what can you?
I'm not colorblind because I don't fucking see in black and white, but colors look similar to me, like purples and blues, sometimes like greens and black.
So okay, so you just see something similar. You don't see like, oh, I see green, but you see red.
Yeah, it's not like off the wall shit like that.
Oh, okay. So
Like,
it's nothing like major.
No.
Really?
But I can mix up colors.
What are reasons you can't join the army besides being colorblind, and besides being the only child or like the only?
So you gotta
son?
be able. I mean, I think that during like really bad times, like Vietnam, they relax their stipulations.
They just didn't really care.
They'll take fucking anybody. They'll take dudes in wheelchairs.
Thunderstorming, nice.
But I think that the actual like stipulations, you got to be a certain weight. You got to meet like PT requirements, like personal training shit. Like, you got to be able to run a mile in a certain amount of time, certain amount of push-ups, shit like that.
The one that always stood out to me, and I can't tell if it's true or not, is being flat-footed.
I'm flat-footed also, so I've heard of that.
I'm flat-footed also, so I've always heard that was if you're flat-footed, you can't join the army.
My dad used to always joke about making me go to the army, so I always told him that whenever he'd send me to the office, I just tell him I was gay.
I mean, back then.
Back then, it was a problem. I don't think it is now.
No. Now it's not because I think Obama was the one that made it where it's like it's okay to be gay now to go to the army.
Yeah,
I think so. But I was like, that's when I always heard of like being flat-footed, being the only child or the only guy in the family. I know those are the only two reasons why you couldn't join the army. I guess I didn't know about the personal training and everything because I thought it was just not like, we'll fucking get you in shape.
No, you got to be able to like meet requirements just to go to like. I think you got to go to basic, and that's what basic is.
Isn't it boot camp?
Boot camp.
Yeah.
So if you can't cut it through fucking boot camp, you're not getting in.
Well, I was saying, you're saying like trying to get into boot camp or after boot camp?
Good question. I've done neither, so I couldn't tell you.
I don't either, but I was like, I'm just wondering like what are the ridiculous things that you can get away with not joining the army? If they were like, hey, you gotta join the army, but like I can't because this.
So you were telling me you were flat-footed?
It's probably my first option.
Mm.
Then I have a dog. I have a dog, sir.
If you were to like have to join the military, what branch would you go into? You think like Navy, Air Force, Army, Navy SEAL?
That's a good one. It wouldn't be the Navy. I fucking hate the water. So can't swim, so that'd be like a no-go. I don't know. I think the Air Force looks pretty cool.
Is it because you can wear an ascot?
Yes. No, I don't know, because it's like it's the Air Force, the Navy, the
Army.
Marines, Army, Corps, isn't it?
Those are just toys. I don't know if that's an actual branch.
Okay. Well, is it just those four?
There's more, clearly, dude. We just don't know.
Well, like from all of those, I mean, the Air Force seems the prettiest cool, Space Marine.
The Space Force, bro?
I mean, isn't that a thing now?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking, I'll join Space Force then.
Hell yeah. You seen the memes where the guys are like dressed like the Ginyu Force?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even think I was about that one. You know what? I'll join the Space Force. Fucking why not? Travel into space and fucking meet aliens or whatever.
Good, man. Joining the Space Force, that means they're gonna like put you in fucking pods and just launch you into space and see what happens. Sounds like a terrible way to go out.
Sounds like a Super Saiyan to me.
True.
Because it's like, what can you do in the Space Force anyways? It's not like we're getting attacked by aliens. You're just patrolling.
No, but they could try to like make you station on a fucking space station, like a satellite or some shit, and then when that like goes wrong, you die in space.
But that's an astronaut's job, so it's the same thing almost.
You're in the Space Force, sir. You are an astronaut.
I didn't think about that. You become an astronaut at that point.
Yeah.
Shit, then I'll do that then.
You just become an astronaut?
Yeah, I become an astronaut. Would you not?
No, dude, I've smoked menthol cigarettes. My lungs would turn to glass the second I leave atmosphere.
I think everyone's would.
No, but even in the spacesuit.
So then what would you join?
What would I join?
Yeah.
Probably the Air Force.
The Air Force?
Because like you, I don't fuck with water.
Yeah.
But I think the Air Force, they go on fucking boats too because their planes are on boats.
Yeah, that is true because their takeoffs and everything are on the boats.
I wouldn't want to go under the water. Like in a sub.
Well, okay. Would you want to go deep down the ocean or would you want to go deep up into space?
Those are both shitty options, bro.
I know, so I'm asking. It's like, what would you rather do?
I guess the ocean, because there's like an opportunity to survive if something goes wrong, as opposed to in space. You're not going to come down. You're not going to float back to Earth kindly.
Wait, what do you mean there's a chance to survive deep down the ocean?
Yeah, they might have escape pods and you can go up. As opposed to what? You're going to take a fucking escape pod from a satellite?
Yeah.
And like land okay?
Parachutes? I don't know. I was just like, because it's like, they ask you those questions. What would you rather? Would you rather burn to death or drown to death.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like one of those. Would you rather go deep down in the ocean or deep up, I guess, in space?
I think I asked you this already about the meme I read about the fucking chicken and the monkey.
Sounds familiar.
Would you rather fight a chicken or kill a chicken every time you got in your car? Or would you rather fight a monkey once a year but you get a sword?
Why would you not want to fight the monkey?
What?
You get a sword and you fight a monkey. Or you kill a chicken every time.
A chimpanzee, not just a monkey.
Ooh, chimpanzee.
Sir, those motherfuckers are like up to your chest and they're strong as 3 men.
Oh, you said monkey. I was thinking like a...
No. A chimpanzee.
Oh, chimpanzee?
Tear your nuts off, sir, and feed them to you.
Can I eat the chicken?
Yes. You can kill the chicken, bro. It's a lifetime supply of food. Who would not take the chicken?
Oh, you didn't make... You gotta clarify these rules to me, sir. If I eat the chicken...
Your first instinct, though, is to go with the monkey.
Fight the monkey with the sword. Wouldn't that be cool?
Why would I let you fight like a baby monkey with a sword? Clearly, I'm talking about a full-grown adult monkey.
I didn't know. Chicken's like this big. What do you... I was thinking a monkey the same size. I wasn't thinking a monkey like the size of me.
I can give you a bazooka and the fucking monkey would still fuck you up.
You know how hard it probably would kill the monkey with the bazooka?
You think it'd be hard to kill a monkey with a bazooka?
Yeah. Do you don't think the monkey would just, swing around and try to like get out of the way, and you have to reload the whole thing and shoot it and miss, and gotta reload the whole thing again.
So you don't miss.
The day that you can shoot a monkey with a bazooka, we'll talk about this. Because I don't see it happening.
Sir.
I'm going to the zoo right now with a bazooka.
In the open field, not in the jungle.
In the open field?
You think in the open field I couldn't hit a bazooka with a monkey?
Oh, I'm thinking...
Hit a monkey with a... I said hit a bazooka with the monkey. Just let me keep going, bro.
Yeah, why not? We gotta fix your mistakes. No, I'm thinking here, you're thinking like swinging monkeys. And trying to aim with the bazooka. That's what I thought. I wasn't thinking you just open field, just monkey running out and you shoot it. Because you can just lead it on, just shoot ahead.
What would be the easiest way to kill a monkey?
Banana. Give the monkey a banana, he'll gain your trust, and there you go. Just kill him whatever you want to kill him.
That's so not specific. You know what I'm saying? You get him close, and that's it.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. What the fuck do you do, bro?
I mean,
what are you gonna do? Put him in a sleeper hold?
Yeah, put him in.
Go to sleep.
Put him in the walls of Jericho. There you go.
Just fucking suplex him off a mountain.
Yeah, dude. No, well, I mean, you have to lure him in. Bananas. Give him a banana. Start eating that shit. And after that, however you want to kill him, I guess.
And then I pull out my little baby knife. Stab.
Cut his head off or something. I don't know. Why would I want to kill a monkey anyways?
I don't know, dude. You're the one who said lure him in with a banana.
It made you laugh, didn't it?
And then you fucking Godfather him with the fucking them like wire little two-handed things. Just go to sleep. The little puppet thing, bro.
Yeah.
You little puppet his ass.
Just give him a Stone Cold Stunner and just, he'll knock out.
I thought you were gonna say put poison in the banana.
I mean,
something.
You could do that. Look,
I just want to see what you envision first, because you said lure him in with a banana, and then once he's close to you, you handle it.
Just handle it however you want to handle it.
I've presented you like 9 ideas. What's yours, man? Hit me with it.
Okay. If I had to kill a monkey for whatever reason,
he's an evil monkey, bro. The evilest monkey in the world. He's killed 9 people.
He killed 9 people, but I learned him with the banana. He gains my trust.
Yeah.
The logic there is super amazing. I don't know. I guess poison the banana then. If he's gonna come up and get the banana, eat it. Why not poison it then? Do you want to get your hands dirty on the monkey?
You gotta get your hands dirty, bro, because he's gonna notice that it's poison.
Well, I'm asking you, are you gonna get
you.
your hands dirty with the monkey?
Bro, I told you all the things I'm gonna do to the monkey.
You gonna get dirty with the monkey?
Yes.
Sick bastard.
I'm gonna pop a pinky in his ass right before I take him out.
Shove a banana in there while you're at it.
No. He's got to eat it because it's distracting him.
I don't promote animal cruelty, by the way.
Like, we're gonna have to cut out like half of that.
Peter's gonna be after you after this.
Peter's already after me. We talked about killing chickens and monkeys with swords, and then blowing them up with bazookas.
All at the zoo while you're at it.
Yeah.
Probably not gonna be allowed to go to the zoo anymore.
Probably not.
We should
You
go
with
to
a banana, bro, and the zoo's a scary thought now.
Why would I kill a monkey or anything with a banana?
I don't know, dude. You're the one who said lure him in with a banana, and then...
The only way you can kill someone with a banana is poisoning it. Other than that, I don't see you killing anyone with a banana.
You'd find a way.
You act like if I hit you hard enough with a banana, you're gonna die.
What if you take the peel off, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you just, like, strangle him with the peel, like...
That's a banana peel, not the actual banana.
I know, they're pretty resilient. Have you ever torn a banana peel in half?
No. Because I don't eat my bananas like that.
Exactly.
Do you?
You know why? Because it's hard.
You know what? I almost had the thought of you saying, go grab a banana right now and do this on camera.
Just start strangling you with a banana peel, bro.
Yeah. Oh, go get a banana. Do this on camera.
Do it for the views.
Do it for the views.
As much as I'd like to, I have to go to work.
Yeah, I know. You don't go work with the empty banana.
True. Empty banana, bro. That was not at all like a sexual innuendo.
It's the way to end it.
Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you, Alex.
Having fun here, guys.
This was actually really fun.
This is, out of the past 3 podcasts, this one was the most enjoyable one.
Yeah. It was very lighthearted, and I liked the conversation at the end.
Wasn't shitting on the whole movie, so it just kind of ruined the movie.
Right.
Good movie. You got good conversations.
But guys, thank you for watching with us. If you haven't gone to the Instagram, the TikTok, go check those out.
The Twitter also.
Twitter also.
Don't forget about that.
Also, audio is available on Spotify, Apple Music. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the Death Taco Podcast.